Y'all looking at me. Why didn't y'all tell me to do my edges? They looking at how I'm mess. Man, I'm a mess. Y'all good girls? That show is amazing. Rio? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sydney here. I'm using natural lighting today, so I hope everything is cool. I don't know, I never use natural light, so like I'm looking in the camera and it's looking so different from when I have my actual ring light on, so hopefully we looking good. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me to take Instagram pictures mixed with like a girl talk chit chat video, Q&A. I have a couple questions that aren't really personal related, so I'll answer those too. It's going to be like a mix of everything. And I did ask you guys to ask me questions on my Instagram and also on my community tab, which if you aren't following me on my Instagram, you know, I always do a little bit of self promo, but you gotta follow me. I mean, what you waiting for? Truly, what you waiting for? But definitely go ahead and get you a snack. You know, I want this to kind of feel like a FaceTime call, like I'm talking to you guys as a big sister or even little sister, because I do have some older audiences as well. So, you know, I just want to give some advice, you know, talk to y'all, because I really don't get a chance to talk to y'all like this and be candid, because I'm always filming clothing hauls or lookbooks, and sometimes I just want to settle down and film these type of videos because they're really fun to make and I love watching them. But before we do get started, I want to say that this video is also in collaboration with Silviax Jewelry. You guys know that I absolutely am obsessed with Silviax. My Sydney necklace is from there, my 2000 necklaces as well. So I am gonna have a little unboxing portion, like maybe 1 minute 30 second after this clip, but my voice just cracked. Girl, what's going on? But I do like this a lot. This is just the S necklace with a English font, old English font. I forgot exactly what length I got, but I will put every detail in the description so you guys don't really have to worry about that. But yeah, the next clip is going to be a little quick unboxing of the jewelry, and then we're going to jump right into the questions and then get ready with me. So this is the jewelry. It came in these 2 boxes and then it came in a small little package, but it comes with a little cloth so you can clean the jewelry, and then the jewelry also comes in a little plastic bag. And this first one I got is in an old English font, and it's just my Sydney one. I'm gonna have the lengths that I got because I don't know it off the top of my head, but I will put them in the description. Also, I will include a code. And then the next one that I got is a S necklace, which you will see me wear throughout this video. I actually really like this one. I think it's really nice and I love the font. I'll put my ring light on because one thing about me is that these days of age, I'm not about to be struggling with my lighting. Like, that is not something that I usually have problems with, but now that I'm filming with this natural lighting, it's like the sun just doesn't want to play with me today. Like, it doesn't want to work with me. Actually, it's playing. That's what it's doing. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the questions. I'm gonna be doing like every single thing, like my eyebrows, my makeup, but I'm not gonna be talking in detail or nothing like that because y'all, I talk way too much. Like, it's something about, see, I'm doing it now. No, we're not gonna get into it, but I do talk a lot, and we just need to get these questions done, so let's just get into it. These ones that I'm answering first are really short-ended, very easy, so they're gonna be quick to answer, and then we're gonna get more into the detailed ones. First one came from Instagram, and it's from Alex, and she asked, do you like YouTube couples? What's your opinion on them? I don't mind YouTube couples. I don't dislike them. There's not many that I watch, and I really don't watch them like that because I'm not a huge fan of them. Like, it's not something that I'm not a, oh wait, y'all looking at me. Why didn't y'all tell me to do my edges? They looking a hot mess. But as far as YouTube couples, I really don't mind. I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube couples. There is one that I just started watching that I like a little bit more. No, I was watching them for a while, but they stopped making videos, and it's Gigi and Adri. I used to watch De'Ara and Ken. I love De'Ara. Like, I follow her on Instagram and Twitter. I love her fits and whatnot, but I don't really watch them like that because it's just not something that I'm interested in watching. It's really cool for entertainment, but like, I used to watch the Ace Family, y'all. Like, right when I was younger, I used to watch the Ace Family and I used to love them, but then like, it's not real. Like, I mean, I can't speak for their relationship because I'm not in that situation. But this next question I have is from Instagram as well, and she asks favorite places to shop. So I really don't like to spend a whole lot of money these days anymore, like, because I used to spend so much, y'all. I can't do it no more, especially because I already have so much stuff. It's like, what the heck, what are you spending more for? Like, girl, relax. Like, I work with Shein like all the time. There's no reason for me to have to go on there and order separate items, but sometimes I do. Like, man, I'm a mess. But favorite places to shop. I love Bershka. I've mentioned Bershka a lot. The Shein haul that I just did, my top was from Bershka. A lot of people asked about it, and that is one of my favorite one of my favorite stores like to shop at currently if I do go ahead and buy things. Pretty Little Thing also was something that I really liked, but I don't know, it's like a hit or miss. But with Bershka, like I feel like their stuff is just really, really nice, and it's a good price, and they're also like one of those cruelty-free brands. The next question is from Alana, and she asks, how old are you? And I am 20 years old. I know a lot of people always get shocked when I say that I'm 20 years old, but I am. And maybe it is shocking but I'm 20. Crazy, because I feel like I'm so old these days. Like I was talking to my brother and they was talking like about the new slang. I'm Gen Z, but I don't know, I guess maybe people don't consider 2000s to be Gen Z, although we are. Like they say like we're between millennial and Gen Z, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But next question is also from Alex, and she asks, how many siblings do you have, if you do have any? So I do have, well, 5 including me. I'm the middle child. I have 2 younger brothers, an older brother, and an older sister. My older brother and my older sister are moved out the house, but they did all once live together, and then my 2 younger brothers live with me. And yeah, most people don't know that I have siblings. See, this is what I'm saying. Why am I talking? I should be getting ready. Y'all good girls? That show is amazing. Rio? We're getting more onto the personal questions. I won't mention names or anything like this because I don't know if those people want their names to be mentioned or handles to be mentioned, so I won't mention them. But this first question is it okay to feel weird about a boy you like having a girl best friend? So this is always like talked about on Twitter, Instagram, about guys having girl best friends. And you know, I feel like it depends. It really has to do with the amount of trust that you both have for each other, and you know what that relationship is like between the guy and the girl, or your boyfriend and his girl best friend. Like it depends on that relationship, because sometimes that girl best friend relationship do be a little, you know, a little questionable. It's always like a contributing factor, because I know personally, like if you have to worry about somebody else, I wouldn't say, because a lot of people like to put it on insecurities and you being insecure and like not confident in yourself and really worrying about the other female, when really it's not nothing to worry about. But at the end of the day, guys will be guys and girls will be girls. Sometimes that guy may not be able to properly handle themselves around that girl, or maybe the girl will pull something. What's y'all take on that? Because like I wouldn't want to jump into conclusions or assume that something more is going on, but then again, a lot of the time when we assume, we're always okay. I'm not gonna say we're always right, but a lot of the time we do be right. So this next question is, when do you think is a good age to lose your virginity? So I've actually answered questions about this before, and my response is pretty much the same. I think there is a too young age, but then again, like I don't want to say an age because I'm not trying to come off as somebody who's judgmental, or because at the end of the day, like it's their business, right? But there is, I feel like, a certain age where you shouldn't be, but I don't know, like it's a very touchy topic. But to answer your question without putting too much emphasis on age or anything like that, I feel like you should do it when you're ready and do it with the right person. Even if you're doing it with somebody that you really don't care for or whatever, like that's your business. You know what I'm saying? My mom personally taught me to treat my goods like diamonds, like jewels. Like, you know, don't just give it up to anybody. Not everybody can have you, you know? So, but at the end of the day, I feel like you should be very comfortable with that person, that you shouldn't just be losing it because everybody else around you is losing it. I was the late bloomer, you guys. Like when I lost my virginity, I was a late bloomer because everybody else had already done things. I didn't know anything, I hadn't done anything, and it was because I was very nervous, and I just, you know, I was taught that I should do it with somebody that I really cared about and loved. The person I did end up doing, I can't say that that was the case, but it took a while for me to even get to that stage. So whenever you're comfortable and whenever you're ready is when that will be the right time. You know, don't do anything because of pure pressure or because you're forced to do anything. Like, you can say no. It's not like you're the only one who has to, you're the one doing it. Like it's not any of your friends, it's you. This next question is, what is one piece of advice you would give to a sophomore girl in high school and advice for making bomb outfits? So let's address the first one. I'm trying to put myself, like, what was I thinking when I was a sophomore in high school? So one thing I really was focused on was a guy. Of course I was focused on school too, don't get me wrong, but when I was a sophomore in high school, I liked this guy, and you know, he didn't really like me back, and I was led on for a very, very long time, you guys. And that is the worst feeling. Being led on is really not a good feeling, and you know, it really does hurt over time, and then you also begin to believe that that's the way things should be. You've probably already been getting into relationships wanting to be with somebody, and you probably already want to fill it out. At the end of the day, you still want to stay focused, and you still want to make the right choices for you, because you're still young, you know. So many different things that you can be influenced by, and so many like different forms of peer pressure, and you have to know when to say no. You have to know when to say yes. You have to know what's good for you, okay? Another thing that I wish somebody would have told me when I was a sophomore is that you don't need the latest pair of shoes. You don't need to look good when you go to school. You don't need to dress up. You don't need to wear all this. You don't need to be all that to fit in. As a sophomore, I was definitely easily influenced by those types of things, like wanting to have the latest this and that. And because everybody else had it, I was like, you know, I want to have it too. As you get older, you realize that you really don't need to have what everybody else has to fit in, and you shouldn't be forced to fit in, you know. It's going to get real tough because, you know, the friends that you might have had in middle school, elementary school may be growing past you, or maybe not past you, but in different directions, and that's natural. It's not always that you're going to be friends with the same person you were really close friends with in middle school or elementary school. I count all the friends that I have from high school like on my hand. Like, of course I have acquaintances, people that, you know, I'm cool with, but I can't call them my genuine friends. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about my makeup, but if y'all wondering what I'm doing, I am color correcting with a darker concealer. I learned this technique the other day and it changes my life. So if I'm looking a little crazy right now, it's okay. I hope I was able to answer your question, but on to the next part of the question, which is advice on making bomb outfits. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more Style With Me series on my channel. I'm gonna be doing this like wardrobe essentials where I make a spreadsheet. I got this inspiration from Naja. She had started this little spreadsheet, and I thought it was a really good idea because I can kind of give you guys like all the wardrobe essentials that I feel like are really good. I can really give you guys a lot of information on like outfits and stuff, and show y'all really cool pieces on a whole spreadsheet that can be updated all the time. So you can have that, and then it'll keep updating and stuff like that. So I think that's gonna be really cool, and I'm really into that idea that she kind of done. Also, these questions I'm getting from my community tab, but this next one is a bunch of different questions in a combined sentence, so I'm gonna just go through them as I go. So this first one is, if you're in college, what's your major and do you live by yourself? So I am in college. My major is pre-professional health science, and I live with my parents. Yeah, so that's that. My pre-professional health science major is a transfer program, so I'll be transferring into a 4-year into a nursing program, hopefully, and that's kind of what I'll be doing. This next part of the question is, you mentioned the other day that you work. Where do you work other than YouTube? So the job that I currently have right now, I'm a retail associate. I don't know if I should tell you guys where I work. I mean, I've said it before, I work at a Ross. Yeah, you know, do I have much to say about it? Sure. Am I going to? Probably not. But that is where I work other than YouTube, and I work there part-time. And this next one, okay, so I answered the question. They said, is it a full-time job? So it was full-time, but I changed my schedule to part-time because I'm in school, and I didn't really feel like I could just work all that type of work that I was doing there and still be in school. It was just too stressful for me. Are you in school full-time? Yes, I'm in school full-time. Am I in a relationship? No. I don't talk about it often, like about my school life and what I'm doing with my life as far as like my career job, but at the moment, like, of course I do have a part-time job as a retail associate. I don't see myself there forever, like not at all. And yeah, not at all. But currently I am studying to try to be a nurse. I am going to be applying to some nursing programs. I'm looking at colleges now. I am taking a semester off this this fall semester coming up, and then transferring after that, because I did take my TEAS test, which most of you do know about. I talked about it, but I didn't get a high enough score. Like, I got the score that met the program that I was gonna get in, but I didn't want to do that program. I wanted something better than that. Just didn't feel confident enough about my score to submit that and try to get in that way. So I decided that I will be taking the TEAS over and really taking time to study, because for the TEAS I only studied for a month, exactly a month. I was still taking 5 classes at the time, you guys, and around the time that I took my TEAS, you guys, guess what? Midterms. No, it wasn't midterms, it was finals. I took my TEAS during finals week. So you can imagine how stressful it got for me, and I definitely did not do good enough. And honestly, I shouldn't have scheduled it like that. So eager to try to get into the nursing program at the college that I'm at, and now I'm just like, you know what, that was such a bad choice, like such a bad choice. The classes I took last semester was micro lab, chemistry, Spanish, and astronomy. So imagine all those finals being in that 1 week. I finished some of them early, but they still were like set finals, so I had to do them that week. Just imagine. That was definitely some of the most stressful time of my life, and I can't believe I got through it and passed all those classes. But you know, you win some, you lose some. Next question is from Kabira. Hey girl. But he asks, a life goal you made for yourself. So I thought about this last night when I seen the question. Life goal that I've made for myself is that I will be successful in everything and anything that I do. I used to have so much self-doubt, and some days it kind of creeps back up on me on the randomest times. But I used to think like, you know, doubt myself and really feel like I didn't have any type of pathway or guidance. But right when I started asking God to help lead my way, prayer, daily affirmations, like I felt so much better, you guys. And even if you're not religious, you can still be spiritual, and you can still have like daily affirmations, different types of things that you say every day to yourself, because I feel like things like that really do help, especially because as constant as you say something comes habit, and then you begin to really believe it, just as if somebody was bringing you down every single day, you begin to believe it. So something that I do, I have a journal, and it says, don't fear, do it scared. It looks like this. And basically in my journal I've been writing, so I have some goals that I wrote down in here, and really crazy, but I wrote down this goal on January 11th, 2021, and I wrote a whole bunch of like daily affirmations, and then I also wrote a bunch of goals that I wanted to achieve. So the first one I said is I will work with Princess Polly. I wrote that in January, you guys, and I got my collab with Princess Polly, which is crazy because it's something I really wanted to work with them. And then this next one that actually came true is that I will hit 20K before February 2nd. So I hit 20,000 subscribers February 8th, but I made sure to write it down because I was really working hard towards that, and I really wanted to hit 20,000 subscribers. And honestly, like when it happened, I was just amazed. I had been praying, I've been working hard towards my goal, and I just feel really blessed and happy to have you guys here. I wrote some things about like, today will be a good day, I will have a good day, I'll be productive. I wrote down things that I wanted to do, such as cleaning my room, planning content, doing my tax stuff, like a lot of things like that. And I also wrote down like a daily verse, like Bible verse, things like that. And I feel like it's really cool to keep a journal, to start journaling. I know that, you know, maybe not a lot of people are into journaling. Maybe you can even write in your notes things that you want to achieve or things you want to do, but I feel like journaling has helped a lot for me to release my emotions. I've always journaled since I was younger, and I just feel really good about it. I even write things in my notes, like if I'm in bed, don't feel like getting up to get my journal, I write it in my notes. Like it's different things like that. This next question is, do you ever feel insecure about your weight? If not, please tell me how. I always feel insecure about my weight, and I know it's so bad, and I always say that I want to have more confidence in myself and not like put myself down or downplay myself. But I always wanted a bigger butt, I always wanted thicker thighs, but now it's like I'm really starting to love myself and really be appreciative of the way I am, because you know, God made me who I am for a reason. So why am I stressing over how I am? Most of the time insecurities do come from you thinking that somebody else is going to have something to say about you, or somebody else is going to feel a certain type of way about what you're wearing or anything like that. But most of the time most people don't care, and if they do care, they have insecurities themselves. Like I'm telling you, nobody who's worrying about themselves, who's completely happy about them, is going to take time to talk about you. Like it's not, no, absolutely not. Next question is how to find yourself, because I feel lost, like I don't even know my personality, what I like, etc. Finding yourself really has to do with figuring out who you are, kind of just taking time to yourself and figure out the things that you like, figuring out what you're passionate about. Just taking time to yourself and really just going over those things. You have to realize who you are as a person and not what everybody else wants you to be, or things that you feel like you need to be because of somebody else, if that makes sense. Once you figure out those things, you can assess them and begin to develop your own self, if that makes sense. I hope I was able to answer your question a little bit. Things like this is a little bit harder for me to answer because it takes a lot more time for me to really think about it. So this next question I've actually answered before, but we're going to go ahead and go over it again because you know, I don't think a lot of people see my first one talking about this, but this first one is getting over social anxiety and how to stay self-disciplined and motivated. So first part of the question is getting over social anxiety. Now, this is something that I still struggle with to this day. It's a little bit better now, but it's still quite, it's still debilitating for sure. It starts from me thinking about what's gonna happen, planning out the day, planning out how I want things to go, thinking if this doesn't go this way, what am I gonna do? Like, that's kind of where my anxiety stems from first. And what I have to realize now is that I need to stop thinking about what's going to happen and just do it. Not planning like, oh, I want to go this place today, I want to do this today. It's like planning how you're gonna do it, which way you're gonna go, what you're gonna do, like things like that. That's very debilitating in my opinion. But I'm only speaking for myself because it could be different from anybody. Yes, I know my eyebrows look like caterpillars. They need to be waxed, they need to be threaded. I have not had time to go to the nail salon to get that done, so y'all gonna be seeing these very weird looking brows. I remember when my teacher in elementary, was it elementary, no, middle school, said my brows look like caterpillars. Why did she say that to me? Back to the whole social anxiety. Go through with something head first and don't really think too much about it. I know that a lot of the time we want to rationalize and really overthink situations when really it doesn't need to be overthinked. Also think about it as your best friend or one of your close friends that you might have. Think about that, like that person that you met, your best friend, your close friend, was never even somebody you knew at first. Your close friend was a stranger at one point in time. How did you become friends with them? You just clicked, and you kind of have to think of it in a way that you'll click with the people that you meet, hopefully. I mean, some of the times that's not gonna happen, but you go into these situations open-mindedly without thinking too much about what can happen or what could go wrong. Once you put your guard down and relax yourself a little bit more, you open up a lot more friendships. You realize what you're stressing over, what you had anxiety over, was pretty small, like once you do it. So I think that applies to everything, to be honest. Last part of this question is how to stay disciplined and motivated. I'm either really motivated or really unmotivated, and I hate that that happens to me, but I feel like, you know, it happens to all of us, where we have that huge stem of motivation and then we're like, oh, never mind. I know about you guys, but I feel like having a list or having it written down really helps me to want to actually do it and not, you know, waste time and not do it. One thing that really does help me to motivate myself is, like, this is random, but cleaning my room. I don't know about y'all, but when my room is messy, I am distraught. I cannot be me. Like, I literally, and you could tell when I'm emotionally distressed or any type of anxiety, depression, like anything that I go through, if my room is messy, you know there's something wrong, because once I'm stressed and once I'm like unmotivated, I don't want to do anything, so my room kind of suffers that. A really quick way to boost the way you feel and have some type of self-motivation and confidence is cleaning your room, because I promise you, once you clean your room, y'all, like, you'll feel so much better. The air feels so much cleaner. Like, it's a really good feeling. If your room is already clean and you're still feeling a little unmotivated, try writing down the things that you would like to get done that day or that week and kind of follow that plan. Go ahead and get some sunlight, you know, let the light in, turn on your lights, wake up, just splash some water on your face, because once you start that cycle, it's no stopping you. I mean, once you do one thing that's really motivational and like something besides laying down, you're gonna want to keep that cycle and make the day like a productive day. So I try to just do that more often, especially Saturdays, because I don't have work. This is pretty much my content planning day, which is what I'm kind of preparing for right now. But yeah, that was actually our last question. I do have a couple more questions on my community tab on Instagram, but I feel like if I start going into those, we're gonna be here all day. So I will spare you guys the boredom, and I will just do the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I will come back to show you guys the final look. All right, y'all, I put on the big Meeks because, you know, I never be wearing these no more, y'all. I usually wear my small ones, but actually I'm not even mad. I think they look really cute. So this is the look that I came up with. I'm indecisive about it. Like, I don't know if I want to keep my hair like this, but this is what I came up with. But that was the get ready with me. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little bit longer, but hopefully y'all had y'all snacks and y'all popcorn. Hopefully I answered y'all questions. It's always hard for me to do sit down videos like this. My camera's literally dying. But don't forget to check out Silviax Jewelry. I will have all the links down below in the description box below. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys in my next upload.